So yeah, Joe, how are you doing, man?
Good,
right?
good winner, yeah.
Welcome to the Comedy Defect. Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah,
good to have you.
yeah. It's good
Rev
to be in Hemel.
or Le Rev, the Dream.
Yeah, it's good to be in Hemel.
Reverend King Henry is in the house. Yeah.
Yes,
And
yeah.
and what have you been up to? What's been happening?
I've had a bit of time off watching the football, and but it's nice to be back in Hemel.
You've been praying for England, didn't help.
No. Praying for England did not help. No, it's the thing about that is God. He just supports the winning team, doesn't he? So
He's a glory hunter, isn't he?
he's a glory hunter. So it's no good. He just will pick the winning team, and then it's no good praying because it's
in God's hands.
It's in God's hands. Yeah.
So what else have you been doing apart from praying for your team that didn't really help, and anything else apart from that? How's you got family, right?
Yes, my family. That's the thing.
How's that?
2 boys. Yeah, it's good. One little boy.
How old are they?
Tommy is 3, and Dan is 9.
Right.
And Dan is the good one, and Tommy is the naughty one.
The Antichrist. That's
the
why.
Antichrist.
Is that why you became a priest to cast out the demons?
No. I'll go into that later.
Give them the last rites.
No,
Like, do that again.
No. See, we went to Cyprus. That's what I was doing in June, and it was all going well until I smashed the vase. Winter.
Oh,
I was
okay.
staying in a rented villa, and I smashed the vase and tried to find some glue, and it just didn't look the same.
Never does, really, does
No,
it?
and then one day I let my eye off Tommy, and he was upstairs, and there was a bigger vase upstairs on the hall table, and somehow he knocked that off. So we had 2 smashed vases.
So following in his father's footsteps,
Yeah.
with the vase
Yeah.
smashing, it's like, well,
Yeah.
Dad did it. I can do this too.
Yeah, that's right.
I got the other one, Dad.
So they're taking up a lot of time because Dan plays football on a Saturday morning, so I go and watch him and cheer him on.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Are you gonna have any more kids?
I might do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I might have one, but
Wow.
that really is not looking good with Tommy because he's been such a demon child that my partner Sam is thinking, I'm not sure now if I want another one.
Yeah.
I can't handle another one. Because Tommy is bad. So obviously that comes from the mother's side of the family, not my spiritual side. It's a shame, but there you go.
Yeah, well, you could have 2 halves, isn't it? 2 halves for every coin.
The blood wasn't clean, you know.
Yeah.
It's, their family's blood is dirtied, and that's what's happened.
Yeah, it's just not the pure blood of the Rev.
No, it's not. It's not. No.
The hallowed blood.
Yeah, it should have been hallowed blood.
Yeah.
I should have thought about it more carefully, but you know what happens in the heat of the moment.
It's how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it's communion, it's communion.
That's right. Yeah. It might be like a punishment from God.
Maybe for the character Reverend Henry King.
Yeah, I think before I had Tommy, the comedy was going really well, getting really, and then God's probably looked down and thought, no, this isn't right, is it? And I had Tommy, and then it's all gone downhill from there. It's really destroyed my comedy career, having children.
Yeah.
God.
But can you not mind the misery?
Can I not?
Can you mind the misery out of the the frustration with the kids? Or is that
I don't know.
too much?
People are going there to a comedy night, aren't they? And most of them have got kids themselves, and they don't want to hear that, do they?
Well, maybe. Well, Louis C.K. does it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I've heard that. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
No, it's not my material, is it? It's not enough.
Anger.
It's not edgy enough. Is it? It's not.
It's not.
It's got to be Jesus and Noah and God and a bit of confession in there and a bit of blasphemy in there. It's not really
part of the act.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it Dan?
Mm-hmm.
Dan is the 9-year-old, and he's in school anyway now. But the 3-year-old's not in school yet.
He's in preschool, would you believe?
inflicting them on
he does. Yeah.
And I guess soon he'll be in proper school, so that'll give you a bit more time, will it?
No, they're sort of the older they get, the more time they need. Sort of like when they're babies, you can get away with doing a lot of writing when they're sleeping and things like that. But now I'm sort of, like I would put them to bed or read Tommy a story, and if I'm not there, he doesn't like it. So, and I don't like it. He gets a bit upset.
If you're not there.
Yeah, he wants his Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah, of course.
Read same story every night. And
do you tell them, do you make up any stories for the kids or what?
Sometimes, just to make it more interesting, I'll do a variation of the story.
All right, yeah.
So if the Thomas the Tank Engine, I might go off kilter a bit and be a bit dirty, but now the kids are getting a bit older.
They'll understand it, right?
Yeah, they'll understand it, so I can't get away with that anymore.
What's your wife's name?
Sam,
and she, I guess she used to laugh, I guess, when you did it, and now you can't get away with it, as you say,
Yeah, no, she doesn't like me swearing in front of them.
Yeah. And Thomas, Tommy Tank.
Yeah, Thomas the Tank, yeah.
Yeah. And what does she work, or is she just full-time mom?
She does work. She's a manager of the preschool where Tommy goes. So
that's handy.
Yeah,
saves a bit of money, I guess, as well.
Yeah,
definitely. It's expensive, isn't it, kids?
Yeah.
And what's your day job?
I'm a gardener.
Oh yeah,
that's my proper job.
You like it?
I would have preferred to have be making a living out of comedy.
Oh, of course,
It hasn't worked out like that at the moment. So. It's doing well at the moment. So
are you working for yourself?
Yes, I've got my own business, and if any, the business subsidises the comedy, sort of like the travel and things like that. And
economy and art.
It's not the other way around. It's always that way.
Why did you start doing comedy then? Well, how did you get bit?
I started off acting.
Oh right, yeah.
I was an actor, and I did a Harold Pinter play. I did an Arthur Miller play called The Crucible.
It's a great film as well.
Yeah, and they all took quite a long time, about 6 months to do. And I played Reverend Paris in The Crucible, and so I had a proper vicar's dress, and it was about the Crucible's about the Salem witch trials, and it's a good play, and it sort of gave me a lot of confidence, and I took it, really seriously, and then I went on from that to The Dumbwaiter. And
so you took Daniel Day-Lewis's route to the character Reverend Henry King, didn't you? Really?
Yeah.
Because he lived it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like Daniel Day-Lewis lives every single character for like a year or something like that, and then does the film.
Yeah.
And then you did it the reverse. You did the acting, and then you went, "All right, I'm a reverend."
Well,
off I go.
Because when you're doing them, when you're doing the plays, and it's sort of. The last sort of like month is very intensive, and it's not like doing a gig. It really has to be the main focus of your life, and you have to know all of your lines. You've learnt those, and you have to really get into the character, and that's all you're eating, you're sleeping, you're drinking, thinking about the character. It's not how you want it to be done. It's how the director wants you to do it. So I was constantly being pushed. Into any input that I had was like pushed away by sort of like a more experienced director, and you really do get pushed. For instance, I was told that if I didn't up my game, I was going to get an understudy, which is like an understudy. You just get somebody that already knows the line.
You're going to get a sack, aren't you? Really?
You're going to get a sack, and I'd already learned the lines, so I thought, oh my god! So
of course,
it was really putting in. Like powerful, had to put in powerful performances.
Yeah.
So after those plays, what happened was I felt so restricted in what I was doing with the acting. I wanted to do comedy, and I had in mind a character, and it's Rev King is based on a real person. He's not a reverend, and I've changed his name, but he is an ex-football hooligan who's found God. I don't know what he would say if he found out. What about it?
Do you know him still?
Not really spoken for a few good years.
Does he live near you still?
No, I don't know. I hope not. I don't think so.
But you used to do another character, didn't didn't you?
Yeah, I had another character called Michael Bentley, and that's based on another real person. I asked his permission, and he said, "Yeah, you can do this." There's certain things he said, "I don't want you to talk about that," and I said, "No, I won't talk about that." He actually taught me, like Michael Bentley's got, he does like speed walking and dancing, and I was interviewing him to get to play the character. I dressed like him, tried to talk like him, and act like him, and find out as much as I could about him, background. And he taught me like how he dances, and I did a video on YouTube dancing, and I showed it to him, and his face went white, and he wasn't best pleased with that. But
did he make you take it down?
He didn't make me take it down.
Good.
No. He was a bit shocked.
Oh no!
I think he thought he'd been stitched up.
We can never really see ourselves, can we?
But he gets as good as he gives. He's got a very good sense of humour about it, and you know.
Didn't he come to one of your gigs? Because I think a couple of years ago, I think I was there when he came to.
Yeah, he does. He does. Sometimes I take him to gigs, and he's seen some good ones, and he's seen some bad ones. Yeah, he does come to a few gigs. Yeah.
Because I think you were emceeing that, and you did. I think.
That's right.
Was it 2 or 3 characters? Was it 2 characters you had?
Oh, that's right. That was years ago.
Yeah, that's years ago.
Yeah. That was sort of like an attempt at a sort of a preview show. And that was difficult to do. The both characters. So it came to that. Yeah.
You now are stuck to the Reverend Henry King.
Yeah, I mean, I've stuck to the Reverend Henry King because he's been by far the most successful, and Michael Bentley worked better on YouTube than doing sort of like the Halloween films and things like that.
Oh, you did reviews with Michael Bentley?
Yeah, I did sort of like there's about 20 films on the Michael Bentley channel on YouTube, and we did a film as well in London called London Calling, which had a few good actors in it, and that was a good fun day, sort of like an attempt at putting a film together. And
how long was it a feature film?
No, it's I suppose it's about half an hour.
Yeah,
it hasn't been edited. We never got around to editing it. All right. But we got down in. We sort of did a sketch outside the gates of Downing Street and Hyde Park, Speaker's Corner, and that sort of thing. It was good. It was good fun. You know, it was you had to have your nerves about you. You know. Yeah. So
and you look up to Alan Partridge and things like that.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Steve
Coogan. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, followed his career. Monty Python, I think, was probably something that I was really inspired by. With the religious comedians, Bill Hicks, Sam Kinison. There's a lot of sort of dead ones that are have never really been replaced. Dave Allen.
Religious. Was he a priest as well?
He wasn't a priest,
or a
but
vicar,
he might have been a priest, and I don't know, but he certainly did push the. They tried to ban him, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Dave Allen.
Oh right, so I never knew they tried to ban him as well.
They did, yeah.
Right.
Because he was pushing the boundaries, about the Catholic Church and things, and that's something that interested me.
Having something to say.
Maybe sort of like a message in there. I didn't want to, totally mock religion. I know a lot of religious people, and I've had vicars come to see me, would you believe? So far, none of them have been offended, so perhaps...
But it's such an exaggerated thing. It's beyond all where you've gone at it from. If he's a football hooligan, he's just a football hooligan, dressed in a vicar's outfit. And you set the whole frame in that, so I don't know how people could really be offended by it. He
started off, like the early stuff, I don't think he was a nice character. He wasn't supposed to be a nice character. He was supposed to be edgy and controversial. And when I started gigging him to get rebooked, I had to compromise on that, and had to sort of do the bits that people liked, really, and take the edge off it, don't go too far.
Yeah, he was vicious when I first saw him. Yeah. And now you have to round the edges off so you don't scare people, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to round. Yeah, that's right. That's what had to happen.
Otherwise, you could be forever playing the alternative rooms without getting paid.
Yeah. I think that that was a compromise on it, and it's. I'd like to be more edgy, but it's very difficult with some gigs to do that. You know, it really is.
It's your time to do whatever you want. Yeah, do whatever you want within reason, and we're all weird in our heads. We can't totally unlock the door to whatever it is that's going on inside there.
I'm trying to make sure that people that come to the show, they go away laughing and they go away remembering the act. I'm not. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give a bit of energy in the performances. Very fast. Keep it very fast paced.
You give it everything. I've seen it.
Yeah, I try to give it everything.
Give it socks. Just like, right, here we go. And that's what a football hooligan will do, isn't it? Well, he's into it. He's found the football was his religion, and now he's found the real religion. Well, the real whatever that is. Yeah. The imaginary real religion it is.
I think the joke was that the actual real person was. He'd found God, but he was still getting banned from football grounds, and I just thought that was really funny. Wasn't laughing at the violent bit, but just sort of like, the what's actually sort of like the reality of it. He was still finding God, but he hadn't really changed at all, and he was sort of like thinking God's his mate, and it's all about money and things like that. So I was trying to sort of make it. The bits I don't like about religion are like the money bit, like the American religious evangelical channels that you have to send checks to get your prayers answered. I sort of.
Like a bucket speech on television, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
It's like, please give now. Your soul will be saved. It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, but it works brilliantly for the Reverend. So
of course,
it's something that he could make a bit of cash. I think that's what he's trying to. Do so. Yeah. So
he again, the leopard doesn't change his spots overnight, does he? He's still the hooligan underneath.
That's right. Yeah.
It's funny as it is.
Even more so. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know him when he was actually heavily involved in hooligan business.
Right.
But, I sort of met him afterwards, sort of when he wasn't in it. So I just thought he was a really interesting character, and. Like he just like if he was going swimming, say like at the gym, there was like stories where somebody would cross his lane and he would like turn to fuck off and try and have a fight with him, and the same on the golf course, and like he'd be saying to the greenkeeper, these greens are fucking shit, mate. And I just really sort of. Found it really
interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, the guy just doesn't take any shit whatsoever. It was just full on all the time.
He wasn't aggressive all the time, but it was. He had sort of like a limit. Sometimes it would go. He had his good days and his bad days.
Very low threshold for assholes. Or maybe just for no tolerance.
No.
Completely intolerant person.
Yeah.
And so you've taken this character all over the country, right?
Yeah.
And where do you think that it does best?
Well, it does very well. It's done very well in Hemel, which we are at now.
We are in Hemel.
So big up to Laughing Badger.
01442.
Yeah, we're 01442. It's done very well here. It's done very well in Leicester. Very nice people in Leicester. Did the Leicester Fringe this February. Just basically, I try and if people haven't seen my set, I think that they'll like it. They'll find it interesting, funny. I've made sure that I pretty much know before I've gone on stage which bits I'm going to do, and I know that they're going to get laughs.
It's great.
The only time that they haven't got laughs was that disaster gig at Berkhamsted.
It's Burko, isn't it?
Burko, yeah.
Burko.
Yeah.
But like that was a very odd situation. Those guys in that area think they're above everything. They don't know how to let go and not be uptight and pompous.
I don't think they wanted a football hooligan up there.
I don't think they wanted much, to be honest. I mean, it wasn't an easy crowd to play.
No.
But with the Reverend, you've been doing it for a while now, but it must be great because you can just the character so well. They just press play and if someone heckles you, you know exactly where to go with it because it's just you're so relaxed with it now. It's like okay, this, that.
Yeah, there have been some heckles that have had a comeback for because they've been so good. But really, he works off the banter. It was this. I was doing a gig in Leighton Buzzard, and I just remember this 14-year-old was in the audience, and she just said, "Oh, you're not." I was berating the audience for not laughing at a line, and she just said, "Oh, you're just not funny." And it sort of everything went silent, but it was a good heckle. You know, it was a good heckle. I didn't have a comeback for that. I tried to be sort of like before a gig, I'd probably be practicing in the evening, so I'm pretty much ready and try to be on the ball. And if it's a big gig, I try to put a few warm up gigs in as well. Yeah. So that
you're match fit.
I'm match fit, yeah. And so I'm pretty much, I've got a line for everything. Somebody's, yeah.
And you could have said, like, if someone says to you next time, "Oh, you're just not funny, mate," you could just go over to them, touch their head, and go, "Pray for forgiveness, my son." Yeah. That would be great. Yeah. Something like that, that'd be good. Yeah. Take their hands, take my hand. You're lost. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that would work on a 14-year-old, but not a biker. Well, I've got a good 20 now, like a good 20 club set. I just try and add bits, try and keep it fresh. Like the Reverend's got like all different products, and I try and bring some new ones in. Keep the best ones in, but try and get some new ones in as well, and that sort of thing. Try and write a few puns and write a few jokes. Try and keep it a bit fresh. So
you took June off, didn't you, this year?
Took June off, yes.
Because of football, of course.
Because of the football.
Probably the smartest thing to do, to be fair. I did June as well this year, and I just thought it was pointless. Everyone's hammered, and or else is nobody there. Yeah. So you took a bit of a break, and did you do some writing then, or
No, just took a complete break. Just a complete break, and went to Cyprus.
Oh yeah, whereabouts in Cyprus you go?
Went to A.K.A. Cypriot side and
the
Turkish side, and so it's a really nice island. A.K.A, yeah.
I went to Paphos about a couple of years ago now, a few years ago, but maybe that was 10 years ago now. Yeah. And that was nice. I really enjoyed that. Yeah. Went with the family. Went to Limassol where all the sponges are.
Oh yeah.
Sponge tour. Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah. It's great. It's best ever.
I didn't see that this time.
You missed out. You missed out. You missed out, Joe. You really did. You really missed out on the sponge tour. Apparently, they have to bleach the sponges to make them white because otherwise they're brown, and no one wants a brown sponge.
No.
It doesn't look good. Apparently the Romans, or is it Romans? Greeks? They used to use them as bog roll. Oh. Yeah, white their arse on a sponge.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That is...
it's interesting and useful stuff.
Interesting.
So, if you ever get stuck for toilet roll, but I think the sponges are dying out now, but probably because too many people are nicking them or whatever.
Yeah, because you can't, I don't think you're supposed to put the toilet paper in the toilet.
No, that's true.
So I don't know if the sponges are dying out. I just don't know. I think there might be still a market for them, but
I'm sure there is. Yeah, but
I didn't. Yeah, by our toilet we didn't have a sponge, but had I known this, I would have taken one.
Grab a sponge.
I definitely would have taken.
What hotel did you stay in while you were out there?
No, we had a villa.
Oh, nice.
Villa, yeah.
With swim pool, the whole lot.
Yeah.
Decent.
Yeah.
And all on your own.
Yeah. Well, the mother-in-law came.
Oh, right. So, did you get on well with the mother-in-law?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does she like your act?
Yes, she's come to see it, and I picked on her, and I don't know if she'll come and see it again.
Mm. And so you gigged with Gary Delaney recently? Mm.
That was at Leicester.
Mm.
And
the festival.
They had me standing outside the festival on the opening night, the placard that they'd made, God Hates Comedy.
Yeah.
And it got in the Leicester paper and things like that, and it was sort of like a joke on, God hates fags. Mm-hmm. And it was a good talking point. I said, well, what do you want me to do? How do you want my act to be when I'm outside? I just look really miserable. And I thought, I can do that. That's almost like,
no, that's my life.
You seem to think that it was my placard and was saying, I don't know, that God, I think God does like, comedy and things like that. So I think you're right.
What kind of comedy do you think he likes?
Yeah, I think he likes all sorts, really.
Yeah. Observations? Or
nah, sort of darker stuff, really. Darker stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Really sort of, edgy, over the edge even, almost racist stuff.
More than likely, like a Bernard Manning in the sky.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think he would want, me to do that.
I mean, he did punish women, didn't he? So he was the original misogynist, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, he punished the whole earth, didn't he?
Mm.
But
eating the apple.
Yeah, but even before that, he flooded the earth, didn't he? They were being wicked, and they were saying, give us another chance, God, and he said, no, no second chances, I'm flooding it, and you're done for. And so, you won't want to get on the wrong side of him, but he's got a sense of humour, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does. So, pretty dark one, for sure.
I sometimes feel bad for Jesus and things when I'm up there doing a line about Jesus, and sometimes think he's looking down and thinking, boy, when you come up here, you're in trouble, But
I died for this.
Yeah, I died for this. Yeah.
Yeah. All these comedians. There's no one even trying to be a priest anymore. They're all being character priests. There's quite a few character priests on the circuit, isn't there? You've got Kai Mota.
Yeah.
He's different though. They're all totally different. Yours is such a exaggerated version of a priest that it's not really a priest anymore, as we said. But though there's some ones that are very run of the mill. Like vicars.
Yeah.
Vicars, and like, because you're a priest, not a vicar, isn't that right?
I'm a reverend.
Reverend,
yeah.
What is the difference between a reverend, a vicar, and a priest? So that could start a joke, isn't it?
Priests are Catholic, aren't they? So religion is different.
So priest is a Catholic, reverends are what?
They can be Church of England, can't they? And
so it's like a vicar then? Reverend saint.
Yeah, it's like a vicar, but...
Is a reverend a single vicar, or is a vicar? Vicar sounds more like he's got married, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So it's a reverend. Reverend's just like, playing the field still. Mass on a Sunday. How's it going? You're right. Go for a pint, that kind of thing. Couple of sherries down the pub after.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a bit of private communion at home.
I think so. Yeah. I think so. That's what it
feels like. It's reverend. Reverend feels like
a dream.
A bit more of a lad. Yeah.
Just work on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Live for the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the community and the parish to upkeep the church.
Yeah.
Because, I haven't got the time. Don't call me during the football results on a Saturday. Yeah. I'm a bit hungover on a Monday. Tuesday, playing poker down the pub.
Yeah. You've got your routine.
Just don't phone me.
Just don't annoy you. You got your life. You've got your life. They've got theirs.
Yeah.
Just let's keep this separate, okay? I'm there on a Sunday.
And all this is done in Bletchley's.
Yeah. Bletchley's. Yeah.
Yeah. Bletchley's.
How big's the parish?
It's big. It's a big parish. Yeah.
How big roughly? A couple of thousand?
Oh, more than that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus, a
lot. It's a big catchment area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's not safe for me to gig in Bletchley's anymore. I've been slapped.
Slapped?
Yes.
Right.
I've been slapped.
Paddled,
yeah. Yeah. From people that have taken offence.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They've really taken offence to the Reverend Henry King?
No, not being a vicar, but I think that I say a few things about Bletchley.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up in a village outside Bletchley, and I did go to Bletchley, and I knew what it I knew what it was like. I had my own experiences of Bletchley, so I think it was fair game. Most people are okay, but there's a few people that don't want that in their town. Knocking Bletchley, really.
They just feel that we're above that kind of thing, is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Even though it does look like it has been knocked quite a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, well, look at Hemel. I live in Hemel Hempstead. I mean, people knock that all the time.
Yeah, but I always got a good rapport with the people in Hemel. So maybe I can get away with things because I'm always respectful of Hemel.
I guess Hemel's bigger than Bletchley, is it?
I
think 80,000, I think.
Yeah, I suppose it would be a little bit, yeah.
But got Nando's as well. Got to brag. We've got Nando's. Yeah.
We've got I think they've got Dixie Chicken. So
who needs a cathedral when you've got a Nando's?
That's right.
The cathedral of chicken. That's all you need. Dickie's chicken. You a big Dickie's fan?
I used to be. Not so much now. No.
Getting out of the house with the kids, isn't it? It's expensive.
It's not that. It's Dixie's is dirt cheap. It's I do like Nando's. I'm sort of
big fan.
Yeah, I can't really. Yeah, I like the very hot sauce. Yeah, my days of Dixie's are gone really. Right. I did like their spicy sauce and their spicy wings, but no, Nando's is good.
Yeah, days of Dixie's are behind you.
It is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I've gone up in the world. Yeah.
And did you manage to pull anything back from Cyprus to work with, or did you?
No.
Just turn the brain off and just relax.
Yeah, just relaxing, thinking, what the fuck am I doing with my comedy? You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, screaming and pulling my hair out. You know, watching other people doing really well and. Yeah, being really pleased about that.
Just cutting yourself.
Well done. It's not their fault that the audience is thick and that they haven't realised that, you know, that there's superior acts out there that are sort of, you know...
Yeah, really pushing the envelope.
Really pushing the envelope, really well researched, really good acting going on there on stage. Yeah. Really fucking good lines. It's not, you know, people, you know, this acts and, you know, they're spoon-fed. It's the fucking... The people are thick, aren't they? So,
you know... Sometimes. It's frustrating, isn't it?
It's frustrating, yeah.
It can really grind your gears when you, as I've talked about before as well, seeing someone go, oh, well, my girlfriend this. And if it's just the same run-of-the-mill stuff and, you know, my girlfriend, I'm from here, it's just comedy by numbers sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to be a bit different, you know. I just want to get a reaction, whether it's a good one or a bad one. And I want people to remember me. That's why I go in my dress and things like that. And just, you know, come away with hopefully going away happy and things like that. You know, maybe I should take up ukulele because there's a lot of people taking up the ukulele, and I feel like they're overtaking me. And I haven't taken up the ukulele, you know, and that's where I'm fucking going wrong.
It would fit with the Rev, to be honest. Like, you know, there's a lot of musical priests out there, isn't there? I mean,
yes.
I mean, like as in...
There's Reverend Piecrust.
Come by, there you go. Yeah.
And we've gigged, I think, on the same bill.
How's D going first, or do you go first?
I usually go on first. This would be at G&B in London. And
which one? The Arch one? Or
Arch one, yeah. And so he would come on and do some songs. We don't really clash. And then you've got Father O'Malley, who is Shawnee. You must know Shawnee.
Yeah, Rutledge.
Yeah, Shawnee Rutledge. And that's a very good character. And Shawnee's very good with voices. So, but he's Catholic, you see. So he's doing a different thing. And I think he's bringing it back. Oh yeah, I think he is. I'm not sure. Right. And Kai is doing his offensive thing, which is that's what he wants to do. But I just want to get. I suppose I wanted to get really booked.
He's doing more of a political satire.
Yeah, I suppose I could go more political, and especially at the moment. So I've been doing on my page. Been trying to do a few sort of how the Reverend would see the Brexit and things like that. And
that's it.
That sort
just
of
trying to connect on whatever's happening in current news.
How he would, what he thinks about Pokemon and things like that.
And Tinder.
Tinder, yeah. No, he hasn't gone with Tinder. It's one of the things that so many people have fucking done. But, oh, God.
Pokemon is going to become that, I think, pretty soon.
Yeah, he was pretty quick off the mark, saying, what did he say? I can't believe people, believing in something that, what sort of idiot believes in something they can't see or feel? You'd never catch me doing that. Yeah.
Nice line.
I like it. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And
fucking idiots playing poker.
I know.
What the fuck is that? What's wrong with people?
I think sometimes it's a test to see how much stupider they're becoming each year. They keep releasing things. And they just use Facebook to do their statistical study of how many people are talking about. Look how all these people are spending all day. Oh, I spent 4 hours on Pokemon today. It just measures how much people's IQs have dropped in the last 10 years. I think that's what Facebook does with all all these games coming out. Like Candy Crush was one.
Yeah.
And that just absorbed everyone into it for a bit. I never got into it at all.
Yeah.
Like Facebook is so it's oppressive. It feels at Facebook. You turn it on like fuck. I don't want to care.
Well, I try. Yeah, that's why I think the Reverend can sort of like try and lighten things up. And. Just be an idiot about things, and I've put on a few clips on Facebook, and this is about 5 years ago, and they got reported. And
oh, really?
Yeah, they weren't a Reverend; they were a different character called Babs and Derricks, and there was a bit of a sex scene in one of them, and that didn't go quite well. But fuck it, Yeah, I just sort of. I think you need. Well, I need Facebook for my gigs and things.
Exactly.
And
that's all I use it for as well.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. But that's why I just turn it on for gigs. I don't look at it otherwise. But yeah, people seem to be wasting their lives with the bloody Pokemon Go. I mean, come on.
I just I won't play any games. Just like the good ones. You know what I mean.
Have you considered maybe creating a character, Rev King? On online or Second Life or Sims or something like that, maybe. I
wrote a load of games. I can't remember what they are now. To do with sort of like biblical references, and I've forgotten.
The audience games.
Yeah, games, and I sort of I just can't remember what they are now.
That'd be fun for a fringe show or something like that, though.
Yeah. They were going quite well. To a younger audience, they liked them. I don't know why I stopped doing them.
It'd be nice to fill your hour with that, a couple of bits here and there, just to make it mix up a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't got an hour. I don't know if people would want the Reverend shouting at them for an hour, Yes. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I'm fit enough, man. I'm 41. I don't know if I can fucking do an hour show, maybe I can work towards that.
Because that'll give you a nice little break in between the high energy stuff that you do. Go, okay, fine, well we're gonna play this.
Yeah, I mean I had a game I used to play if I was doing the closing set, Heaven or Hell, and the audience had to bet on whether a celebrity was going to heaven or hell. So for example, Gary Lineker, Heaven or Hell.
Yeah.
Ex-England international, Leicester City hero, Heaven or Hell. So what would I think? Yeah, what would you think?
Hell.
Why would you think that?
They're all going to hell.
Yeah, but why would you think?
Well, because I come from a Catholic background.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to hell.
No
matter what happens, you're going to hell.
Yeah. Right. I mean, you are right. You've got the right answer. It really would be the crisp thing that he did.
Right. Okay,
he's made a nation of fucking overweight people, including myself. I grew up with Gary Lineker. He was my England hero. I see him buy a packet of crisps, I'm going to fucking buy 10. Do you know what I mean? I want to be like him. Even now, I want to be like a silver fox. That bloke has fucking done me in, hospitals and things like that. He's going to hell. Hitler.
Hell.
You see, heaven. Because he was...
Oh no, go on.
Yeah,
go on, Joe.
No, it's not. It's all right. It's all right. God forgives all. He took things a bit far.
I mean, how many confessions? How many Hail Marys in our fathers?
Well, a lot. I mean, he had his own personal priest, didn't he? They carried around a box where he would do his confession. So, he'd fuck up a lot, Winter. But then he had the box, so he was all clean at the end of... He was all square at the end of the day, so...
Yeah, that is... The guy thought ahead, didn't he?
He did.
He was seriously efficient in everything.
Because those were the first... That's how the Volkswagen Beetle came along. It wasn't a car, it was essentially like a van with a box in the back. And that was what...
Was it his confessional box?
It was his confessional box.
At the beginning. So you might be right. He may have gone to heaven.
Yeah.
If there
God
is
would
heaven.
Forgive him. Yeah. And he did like Charlie Chaplin as well.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I'm a big... I watched all of Charlie Chaplin's stuff. I've tried, and, I'm a massive fan. I get it for the time. Amazing. But, it's like anything, isn't it? But Lauren Hardy, I watched those guys. Yeah. And I love those guys. They were great. They were very good.
Classic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I watched all the whole collection of each of like Charlie Chaplin and Lauren Hardy, and only a couple of times I laughed at the Chaplin one.
Yeah.
But Lauren Hardy, there's some of those I went, yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah. I mean, you might be horribly right there, Rev.
Yeah, I think he would be forgiven. That's how I...
Okay,
God forgives all.
Oh, yeah, he does. So what about the next... Who else is in this list of people
dear.
to decide?
Charles Manson, Heaven or Hell.
Right. I'd say Charles Manson would go... he'd go to hell, I'd say.
No, you see...
Right, now, you're debating this on crisps. First, the only person who's gone to hell is Gary Lineker, right? Because he made you eat crisps.
Yeah.
Right? And Hitler's going to heaven, and Charles Manson's going to heaven. Why is Charles Manson going to heaven?
Because he didn't do any murders, did he? He
orchestrated them, though.
He did. But if only he hadn't listened to... the Beatles' Help Skelter record backwards or whatever the fuck he was doing. That was what set him off. So, John Lennon, Heaven or Hell,
What about all the Beatles?
Well, I don't know who wrote that.
Ringo. Is Ringo going to hell?
No, I don't know. Maybe Heaven, I think.
Did he have that much input?
I don't think he did, no. I don't think he did he? Yeah.
So they can John Lennon, whoever that is, John Lennon. Has he gone to hell then?
I think so, yeah, because he wrote some naughty records, didn't he? I know he wrote some good ones, but would God forgive him? I don't know. Would he seek forgiveness? I don't know. He said he was bigger than Jesus, Winter. Which he probably was, to be fair, but
Jesus wasn't a tall man, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. But John Lennon couldn't walk on water, could he? So...
This is true.
true. Jesus could make a comeback. If he wanted, he could make a comeback.
John Lennon couldn't.
No.
Not so much. Not as easily.
Yeah, not as easily, so that's the sort of game. You can see the main prizes for the game were crisps. Bar snacks, pork scratches, that sort of thing.
So crisps are definitely the
that was one game that I had, and the other game was sort of like the Pope factor. You had to try and be the Pope or a vicar, the vicar factor, the V factor. That's right. So
the whole crisp thing is pork scratching thing.
Yeah.
Are the devil's fodder.
Well,
I know it's pig.
Yeah.
It's a filthy animal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would be prawn? What would be skips? Would skips be bad as well? Is it prawn?
No, because they're quite low in fat, aren't they?
Are skips low in fat?
I think they're 80 calories, aren't they? So if only Gary Lineker would advertise skips, and he could sort of, children wouldn't become so fat. I wouldn't become so fat, but he had a choice. But no, he wanted to make people fat, and that's his choice. Shame.
But I guess that the prawn as well in the crisps in the skips.
Yeah.
Prawn and skips. So bottom corner.
I don't know if.
And then you have the pig.
Yeah,
the pork scratchings, which is.
No, I think that
So would you think you'd have to say confession after you've eaten a packet of skips?
No.
It's okay. As long as Gary Lineker doesn't start selling them, you're okay.
That's right. If God didn't want us, to eat animals, he wouldn't have made them out of food, would he? He wouldn't make food out of them, would he?
No, that's true. It'd be silly.
You know.
Straightforward logic.
Yeah.
That's it.
He wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one is the V Factor.
The V Factor, that was in the show, and it just to break it up really, and I also had Godbusters, which had sort of like about 5 or 6 biblical questions, and then it finished with sort of like a V Factor where it was sort of like the Krypton Factor, very interactive, get the audience member up, and they had to try and see if they could be a vicar.
Yeah.
You know, sort of see if they could sell a watchtower.
Okay.
See if they could frighten someone into believing they were going to hell. Because that's why people they're not interested in religion, I think, because they're not frightened anymore. There's no, you know, they're not frightened, are they? Because aren't frightening. So I always try and scream at them and shout.
Put the fear of God into
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
That's good.
They're more likely to believe then, aren't they? Frighten them into it.
Yeah.
You know, that's Old Testament, you know.
They've got old
not
school.
Wishy-washy, yeah. Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Medieval type.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
So do you go through like a stock script with them? Do you go, okay, this is your stock script now, sell me God?
Yeah.
Do you do that?
Yeah, I would do that.
And what is there as first and second prize, or?
God, there used to be prizes. Yeah, there used to be prizes. But I can't remember what. Sometimes there might have been a pint, I suppose, and things like that. Yeah. Get them more pissed, you know, because then they would enjoy the act better.
And so forgiveness and joy is the prize, really.
Yeah,
It's your gift to them.
It's really sort of get off the stage with your bollocks intact. You know, that's your gift. Without shitting yourself, you know, that is sort of your gift. Yeah. And you've had a few laughs. Yeah. Nobody's got hurt. I learnt pretty early on. I used to do a thing with the Reverend, and he did private golf lessons on the side. And he had he used a theory playing golf called slag, which was stand, look, ask God which way you want the ball to go, and then give it some. Yeah. And I used a real golf club for that, and I was trying to teach a female that, and I got hit in the head with the fucking club. Oh, God. That was pretty fucking painful.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah. Jesus.
So I pretty much learned, don't put golf clubs on the stage because that fucking hurts. Yeah. That's not.
You don't want to receive a concussion.
No.
Definitely not. Like, you want to leave your brain and balls intact, not just...
that could see me intact.
Yeah, that's not good. With the Vicar's Got Talent.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing that's happened when you've done that?
Just people just seem to be like, they're just fucking happy to shout at you, and then when they're on stage, you just want to get off stage as quick as they can, you know. Not really, I just want to get through it. And I don't know, but I had a good prize at a brewery in Berkhamsted, and they won a case of beer for doing it, and I was very pleased with that. That went very well. Yeah, they believed it, you know.
The character is strong within you. You don't think you'd move on to anything else? Just going to stick with the...
No, I'd like to have a third character. I've sort of got a few ideas, and I suppose I have. If you look at my YouTube channel, Henry King, I've got all different characters there, and ones that I haven't liked. One's called Shirley Starr, who was my old cook at school. I haven't really moved it forward, but she's got a few clips on YouTube. And then I had Derek and Babs, and I did 8 sort of sketches with that in there, and that included, you know, going. We did a couple of sketches on a railway platform before, you know, the railway police came along.
Oh, really?
I suppose, yeah. You don't think about those things. Guerrilla filming.
That's the best way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get it done.
Yeah, get it done, get it out, and then
great
fucking run.
That's it.
So I would like to have done that, but I haven't done yet. So we'll have to see who else is an interesting character who I can sort of
mine.
Yeah.
And so, are you going to take this character up to the Fringe next year, or
possibly. I'd like to do the Fringe. Just depend. It's just that it's the problem is it's taken. I'm self-employed, so it's taking the time off work. Yeah. It's really the time that I'd be away from the children as well. So difficult, yeah.
And summer as well. You know, you garden
very
as well,
busy
so.
at the moment, so it can't really be done at the moment. So. You know,
but it's okay. You can still hone it and still work on it. And
yes, that's what I hope to do.
The clubs with it.
I mean, really, he's like he works in a pub or a club, and it's gone better than I could have imagined already. You know, so I can't be ungrateful for you know what the chances I've already had. Really,
the progress it's had from it. Success.
Yeah,
that's good. And have you entered any competitions recently with it?
I don't do competitions. I've never really, which is probably looking back as a mistake. I've never really. That's not why I started it. I didn't when I started comedy. Before I started with YouTube sketches, and then I realised that I could transfer some of the sketches and the characters onto stage. And I just liked making people laugh. I wasn't interested in winning competitions, but. I didn't understand how the industry worked, so it's something what I haven't done. I think I'm in comedy in the crowd in St Albans. I think that's next month, which I will look forward to. But I don't really take it. Too seriously. I'm not really interested in competitions, to be honest. But maybe I should be, but I'm not.
You're getting paid, and people are taking notice. Yeah. And within 5 minutes, what really can you show? Just a basic ability to write a joke?
I think the ones I've done, I've done the King Gong and haven't done really well in it, and you sort of there are characters that have won it. But for me personally, it wasn't something that I had the skills or to do. You know, I like to get up there and put on a good show and not really be restricted and not have some fuckwit that, you know, vote me off. It's my stage, you know, I've done it for 5 years. Fuck off. They both, they love the blood. Yeah, they love the blood.
That's it.
Best mistake.
Body trace.
Competitions. So, you must do competitions. When I started with the Reverend, as I said, I started doing sketch videos, and I had one called Meet the King on YouTube and one called Return of the King, and both were over 10 minutes, and both had other actors in it. And I can't, pick out 5 minutes of that because they're all interlinked together, if you see what I mean. So I think... honestly, what happened was I started off doing 10 minutes, and then you go down to London, and then it was suddenly restricted to 5. My 10s didn't work because they're 10s, not 5s, so I had to rewrite them. Do you know, they just, I don't know, if I'd done more, maybe I would have got better at them. But
they don't make sense, do they? Because you need the timing, because otherwise you're going to just rush it.
Yeah,
and it's just it's abstract, and none of it links together properly.
Yeah,
it's a difficult one, isn't it? It's a difficult one. You're like, well, because you've already progressed past that 5.
Yeah, but that said, there are characters I know that have done 5 minutes, but it's.
But fuck it.
Well, perhaps, perhaps they knew the audience. You know, I can't.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
I haven't got 30 people to plant in the audience. I kind of want to do like more of the alternative scene anyway. I'm not really fucking mainstream.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to do like nice comedy and clean sets.
Comedy for kids?
No. Fucking comedy for kids. No, definitely not.
Got enough of them at home. Huh?
Yeah. No, it's fair play to the people that do them, but I want to be fucking paid.
What's the next step for the Rev?
I'm doing the Hollybush in Birmingham, the Bush Fest this Thursday. So
and that's in the June.
That's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. So it's your
couple of days.
Hollyfest. In end of July.
Yeah, and then I've got a gig in Wellingborough at the Chuckle Pit for my friend Pete Prodge, and I've just got a few gigs here and there. Taking it nice and steady at the moment, really.
Keeping the muscle going.
Keeping the muscle. I've written a few. I've been writing, done a few lines and things like that. But I have phases where I'm really prolific at writing, and then phases where I'm not writing and stuff like that. You're
just thinking about it, maybe, you know.
Yeah, sometimes it just comes in the middle of the night, and I write it down, and other times there's nothing fucking doing, you know. It's just, I don't know. And now I'm concentrating on my daytime job at the moment, so I'm pretty focused on doing fucking lawns at the moment.
And the acting, you know, you said you did some acting.
Yes.
And are you a trained actor?
No, I wouldn't say I was a trained actor. No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, I was in the theatre group was called Pepper's Ghost. There were trained actors in it, and they were, you know, they used like, sometimes they had people from, you know, Equity in there, and that, and certainly like the producer was, you know, trained and worked for the BBC, so she was always like pushing you. And I think what that had done for me was, you know, before a gig, it sort of like installed in me, you know, I can't just go up there with not learnt my lines. I will practice in the week. I'm quite like disciplined like that, and I like to go to a gig early. I don't like to be late and sort of have a, you know, so I can get a feel for the, you know, the stage, for the room and the stage and the setup, and try and be helpful to other people. And
she instilled the etiquette and skills for the.
I think she did. Yeah, her name was Rosemary.
Oh, right.
Rosemary Hill. She was a bit of a bully, and I think she pushed you, and sometimes, you know, she would use any tactic to sort of get the best out of you, and so that's what I'm trying to do with the Reverend. I'm trying to push him and trying to make him the best that it can be. You know, because the people who paid money, I want them to go away and
be happy with it.
Yeah, have a really good show, and most of the time, you know, it's very good feedback. You know, most of the time.
And that's the thing. I find that if you're doing straight stand up, I find that you're looking at an act and going, okay, I see what you're doing, but you're not giving it everything. There's not this. You're only giving it a half shot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And you're just going through the motions. It's like, why can't you just give it everything?
Yeah.
Let loose. You know, that's what you do.
Yeah.
I know, but I guess not everyone can do that. There has to be different.
I suppose when we was acting, we had like, before we'd start a class, we'd have like these like workshops for an hour, and before we started, we'd have sort of like icebreakers. And she would say, you got to be a 6-month-old baby and crying around, and at first I was very sort of self-conscious, but after you've been doing it for a while, you just think, oh fuck it, you know, just do it, and who gives a shit, and that sort of breaks down the barriers for me, you know.
Just fuck it, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, just go all out.
All out.
At all.
Yeah.
That's it. Put everything into it.
Those are my best gigs when I've done that, and I don't know. There's sometimes it just like clicks, and people are in the mood for it, and things like that, and
you're loving it, and you're going for it.
Yeah, and that's sort of like the payment. You know, you've put on, you know, the best. You know, the best. You've done the best performance that you can do, and people have really enjoyed it, and they've laughed, and they come up to you after the gigs. That's really why I like doing it. You know, that's the addictive part, like the adrenaline and things like that.
It's a massive payoff, isn't it?
Yeah.
People go, well done. He's like, I love your stuff. You know, you've given your heart and soul to it, passion.
Yeah.
And so your next gig is in Hollybush at the end of this month.
Yeah.
And then following that, you've got Pete Prodge's
Chuckle Pit, and he runs one in Market Harbour as well.
And where can we find you on YouTube?
Yes, YouTube. My YouTube channel is Henry King, and I've got like a few sketches on there, and then I've got the Michael Bentley channel as well, which is my other character. And then on Facebook, I've got a page, Reverend Henry King page, and I sort of try and keep that. I used to put my gigs up, but I'm not so. If there's a big gig, like in October, I'm doing a gig in Hitchin supporting Cunt in the Gang.
Oh yeah, nice.
So
I'm great, man.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous about that. I'll probably post about that because,
of course,
you see, I've spent the interview saying, you're careful because you want to get rebooked from the bookers, but this is sort of like a reverse thing where if you're too much, if you're like a pussy, you're going to get fucking booed off. If you're not, if you're not going in hard, they would fucking know straight away, and they're not going to buy it.
That's it.
So,
and the experience you have now, you're like, yeah, fuck it, I know.
Yeah,
I know what to do here.
Yeah,
you played the big rooms.
Yeah, I think I've played with him before, and I've got a better idea that what they want now than I did the first time I played with them.
You know exactly how you need to go really big, don't you, for that?
Yeah.
That's good. That'll be great fun. Man.
It will be great fun.
Yeah, I hope it goes well, man. When is that in?
That is in Hitchin. I think it's October.
October, well, yeah.
October the 15th, I do.
October 15th in Hitchin.
Yeah.
I hope it goes well, man. I really do. But and so, what about your Twitter? What are you on Twitter?
Fucking hell, I can hardly switch my phone on. No, I'm not on Twitter, and that's one thing I'm not. I don't want to fucking read about celebrities and what their opinion of things. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. What the fuck is all that about? No, I should go on Twitter as well, but I haven't. But if I did, it would probably be to mock people, mock celebrities. I do like mocking celebrities.
The sheep,
yeah.
You've got enough sheep. You don't need any more sheep.
No.
Got enough followers.
Yeah. Well, I could always do a few with a few more lambs and things like that. Lambs, It's a very steady thing, Just keep on getting out on a circuit and doing gigs and fucking shouting at them, and eventually they come round to my way of thinking and.
That's it.
Eventually, it's got to sort of grind them down.
You're conditioning
over
them,
the fucking years,
just like religion.
Yeah,
just like religion. Really, just keep on
grind them down, feed them horse shit, get them pissed. That's very important. It will eventually, they'll see the light and fucking laugh.
They'll follow you, no matter if they're on Twitter or not. They'll follow you. They'll be your disciples.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, Joe.
Well, thank you. That's gone very, very quick.
The Reverend Henry King.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on the Comedy Defect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God bless you.
That was episode 15 with Joe Seville, or A.K.A. the Reverend Henry King. Now, if you want to go see Joe, you can find him in Hitchin on the 15th of October, which he's supporting Cunt in the Gang. That is going to be a great night. Filthy comedy, high energy, a lot of fun. You're going to love it, right? We need dirt. Everyone needs a bit of dirt sometimes. But go down and see him in Hitchin on the 15th of October, supporting Cunt in the Gang. It's going to be great. If you want to follow this podcast, you can follow us at The Comedy Defect. If you want to follow me, it's at Winter Foenander. If you want to come see my live stand-up, you can find them on my website, which is winterfoenander.com. If you want to donate to the podcast, why not? You can find us on Patreon. Type in The Comedy Defect Podcast into there. You can donate as much or as little as you want. But if you can't donate or kick something back to us, just leave us a nice review on iTunes or Podbean. And if you can't even do that, just share the episode, your favourite one, with your friends. Because that'll help. The next time I speak to you guys, I will be married. I wonder how that's going to change my voice or my act. We will see. You're going to have a great episode when I come back from my honeymoon. It's with a actress, a very funny comedian, Sandra Hale. She's won a few competitions. She's blazing the circuit at the moment. Tune in for that. And that is our next episode, episode 16 with Sandra Hale. Until next time, until I see you, until I'm married, next time on the Comedy Defect Podcast.